Yeah, we've got an 11 to announce. That would help, wouldn't it? Yeah, we've got an 11 to announce. Obviously, with Livy's injury, we're bringing Mark Wood into the team. Hope he's going to retain the gloves. So, unfortunately for Folksy, means he's missing out this game.
And how is everyone?
Yeah, no, I think everyone's good. A lot better than the day before the last Test match. So yeah, hopefully we won't be having any meetings about postponing the first day like this game.
And the introduction of Mark Wood, what does that mean for the squad?
Well, I think having someone in your squad who can bowl 150 kilometres an hour is obviously a massive bonus for any team around the world, and especially out here with the Pakistan being a very hard place to come and win. I think having someone of of his calibre and what he brings with the way in which he bowls is going to be massive for us. It's going to add to our ability to take 20 wickets, I think, and then it's a bit of a different story having 3 low 80-mile-an-hour bowlers bowling with the ball than it is with Mark Wood bowling at 150.
And is he fully fit? I know he's a bit not quite fit for the last Test.
Yeah, it was great to have Woody out here. Still sort of getting up to speed in the last Test match, but he's fit, firing, ready to go.
Ben, the pitch, what do you make of that, and how have you found the conditions just running around and training the game?
Pitch is dry and just seems a lot more muggier here than it was in Islamabad. I think the square is quite a big, sort of hard, dry square. So, I think, looking at that, you might see reverse swing come into Test match a lot earlier than what it did in Islamabad.
So do you think with the muddiness it's going to be a bit harder work for seafarers to kind of get through the amount of work you did last time?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just another thing that we're going to have to deal with, but it didn't seem like it was any more draining just because of how muggy it was. It was just a little bit sweatier, so we'll have to bring a few more pairs of whites in with us, I guess.
Ben, you've been a big supporter of Ben Stokes, calling him the best wicketkeeper in the world. How has he taken being left out? How hard a decision was it to make?
Yeah, obviously, the communication to Ben was that the real important thing for him to take out of this section is that it's for this Test match. Folksy still is the number 1 gloveman in England, and I'll still keep saying it that he's the best keeper in the world, so it must sound a bit silly to not be picking him, but you've got to look at the conditions that we face out here. Pakistan's a very hard place to come and win, and adding Mark Wood into the side I think gives us a better opportunity to take the wickets, but that's what we've came here to do. We've came here to try and win games of cricket, not be conservative, especially going into this game with a 1-0 lead. And we're going to look to keep continuing to press the way in which we play. And we felt that bringing Woody into the team was the best opportunity for us to do that out here in this specific Test match.
So that's no sort of comment on his prospects of playing in the future. You've obviously got the people who can't keep Ollie's here, Johnny Best away in the wings.
No, absolutely not. That's one thing we did say to him, that don't take this as anything for into the future. We didn't have any of this on our radar before we started the first Test match, but obviously the illness that Folksy unfortunately had sort of allowed us to think like this. But this is definitely no sign to Ben Folks' future going forward in the England dressing room.
Ben, I think there's Steve Smith, and I think the Aussies are looking to play a bit of county cricket before the Ashes. How do you react to that as England captain waiting to take on next summer?
Well, I guess it's good for the county game to see players of Steve's calibre wanting to come over and play. But I don't know. I think it's one of those where you probably prefer them not to get any game time out here before the Ashes, but at the same time, it is what it is. yeah, I don't think there's much more to add on that.
And do you have any concern about pollution of Multan?
No?
No.
No?
Then 1 nil down, battered to Pakistan. What is the respect of in this match?
Well, as you know, every Pakistan team that plays, you know that they're going to come and come out and fight hard. Whatever format of cricket you play against them. I think what we managed to do last game was sort of set a precedent how we're going to play our cricket, and we're not going to focus too much on the opposition as something that we've not done over the last 6 or 7 months. We focus on ourselves, so we'll still be doing that, but also knowing that we know that Pakistan are going to come hard at us because that we know that they want to walk away with this game with a win and then still keep the series alive as well. Sorry, just repeat that.
After an individual win against Pakistan in 3 tests, so how do you look further against
Can we just keep quiet while he's trying to ask questions? I can't hear. Thanks. Say.
So how do you look in Multan against Pakistan? Is there any difference in 3D and now in Multan?
Any difference?
Of what, sorry?
What you feel about the conditions or the 3D and Multan?
I don't think we'll really know until we sort of play a bit of cricket out there. I think we're going to have to prepare to spend some, time out in the field probably, as the wicket is generally out here are, quite tough to get wickets on, and you expect to spend some time out in the field. But we're going in with the same plan of trying to create chances to take 20 wickets, and with the bat we'll try and carry on the way in which we played in the first Test match. Sorry, can you start again? Sorry, can we just keep? I can't understand when everyone's making noise in the background.
We normally welcome you at the land of mangoes, at the land of stems. My question is, there is a little bit tough condition of Bhutan, then around Pindi. Also, it's about weather condition, about the pitch situation. Do you feel when you are facing Pakistan after losing a match?
How do we feel against facing Pakistan in this game compared to the last one? Yeah. Well, as I said before, it's always going to be a challenge facing Pakistan in their home conditions. But I think the beauty of this team and squad is we really try and focus around ourselves rather than too much against the opposition. But we'll go out with the same game plan, same mindset over the next 5 days, and hopefully everything we do can contribute to us leaving here 2-0 up.
Is there, with the shorter game likely, is there a preference going back towards chasing less time to save 20 wickets?
I think it is a tough one to sort of go with, but I think with whatever we do, whether we bat or bowl first, I think we'll still be implementing the same style of cricket in which we approach. If we do bat first, we'll obviously be trying to press the run rate and then trying to move the game forward as fast as we possibly can. And on the flip side, if we do bowl first, I don't think you'll be seeing too much difference in the way that we approached last Test match with the ball. Hopefully Baba wins the toss, and I don't know. It's very difficult out here, but as it is in subcontinent, genuinely you win the toss and you do have a bat, but I'll have to wait and see.
Question B. Just ask about Ollie Brown. Obviously did a fantastic job in the last game. Scored 100, batting at 3 in the first game. He still batted 3, regardless of whether he keeps first or not. And just a word on his performance and why he felt so comfortable going again.
Yeah, I think it's something that even in the back of our minds in the last Test match was obviously speaking to Popey with how he felt, you know, keeping and batting 3. And then, you know, similar, just had a quick word with Ducky that, you know, very unlikely, but if circumstances mean that, you know, Popey's a bit tired or, you know, he could take the gloves, albeit very unlikely. But, you know, the performance that Popey put in, you know, last week as an individual, I thought was outstanding. You know, to stand behind the stumps for the amount of period of time he did after scoring 100 and then standing in the field, going back out and batting again. You know, it was, especially for someone who's not used to doing that role. Number 3 is a very, you know, crucial position out here, and you know, he took it in a stride and really enjoyed his time behind the stumps. And you're right, I thought he did a fantastic job for someone who's, you know, obviously a part-time keeper. So it's great that, you know, we're able to have different options. But you know, as I said at the very start of the presser, that the team that was picked for this Test match, you know, won't have too many bearings going forward, you know, into the next game or even into the summer. You know, because obviously, you know, Folksy is our government, and I can't stress that enough. That, you know, the selection doesn't mean anything for the future for us.